Hello and welcome back to the channel once again. It's finally time for me to start talking about the phenomenal game that I've been consuming over this weekend during its beta. It's of course the outstanding Bleeding Edge, and today I'm talking healers and how to kill them. In my first hour or so of the game, I found myself really struggling to catch and kill not only healers, but anyone who ran away from me. It was infuriating to say the least, right up until I started to understand how to maximize my abilities, my dashes, and of course, my builds too. Join me for an all-you-need-to-know guide to killing healers and runners too, including my very own healer killing build. Let's start with that build itself. Every character has access to 2 supers or ultimate abilities to choose from, and they're varied in strength. Some are significantly better than others, while others remain situational rather than functional. On top of all of that, every character has access to mods, which are free cards that alter how your basic abilities function. Those are the builds. For killing healers, I cannot think of a better character than Demon. He has a fantastic sleep ability from stealth to CC either the healer or someone who would help that healer out and peel you off them. He's got solid overtime damage with his basics and his shuriken bleeds, and finally, one of the best burst abilities he can spam in the form of his shift strike. Then his super of choice, in this case Death Mark. For a short duration, you can target one enemy and deal bonus damage to them. Combine that with the right mods, a damage buff, a burst combo, and healers should fall before you. Since we've opted for the Death Mark, we're 100% using what this build is centered around, the Victimize mod. Enemies affected by Death Mark not only take more damage, but now receive 50% reduced healing. So while you've got someone marked, there's way less healing for that marked target. It is devastating. Match this with your Sharpened Blade mod, which increases the damage to your basic attacks by 7.5%. The damage will really stack up here. You can totally consider swapping this mod out for the Wiling Out mod, which will increase the damage that your Shift Strike does by 15%, which of course will give you better burst damage rather than overtime damage. But the drawback to this is that if you ever miss your Shift Strike because of a stun or dodge, or you want to use your shift to dodge or run away, well, suddenly your damage is out the window because you're getting way less damage on your basics. I found that Sharpened Blade provides way more damage over the course of the game and is a lot more reliable. Finally, and potentially the most important to every build for Demon, the Crippler mod. Your shurikens will slow the target for a brief time and you have free shurikens to throw. This mod will increase how long that slow lasts. So if you're maximizing this mod, and your shurikens too, you can keep the enemy who's death marked slowed until they're dead, never really able to escape you. This mod should be pretty much in every Demon build. So with these mods, how do you kill that healer? When your death mark is ready, prepare yourself to burst down that healer at the right moment. So beforehand, see if you can grab a damage buff so you have an even better chance. Single them out in a fight, waiting for the fight to break out so the attention isn't all starting on you. Then break that stealth with an attack dealing bonus damage on the healer. After that, hit them with your mark for death to get the ball rolling here, reducing the healing they can do to themselves, and of course, increasing how much damage they're about to take. The reason you wait to mark after you break stealth is because you need it to last as long as possible. Ideally, you want the mark active when they die. They're more likely to try heal themselves after they're hurt, and so you want the mark on when they try to heal to cut that heal in half with your mod. You should expect them to panic by dashing out of your following up basic attack combo. One calm shuriken throw should slow them, and then you can walk back up on them and keep swinging. At this point, they'll probably use their second and last dash to escape, and shift strike should be available at this time so that you can close the gap, and while I've got no way to dodge it, you'll do some nice burst damage. Maintain your presence on them with the shurikens, remembering to only throw the next shuriken after the last shuriken slow has worn out. This maximizes how long they're slowed, so they've got no escape. On top of all of that, you've still got free dodges to use to keep on that target by jumping after them or dodging anyone who's attacking you at the same time trying to peel you off. Using this, you should be able to burst down any healer and decide major team fights when you do so, since you keep killing their healer before they can really do anything. Not to mention, if you do kill their healer with your death mark still active, it will reset like I said, so you can use it again instantly on the next target. Now that's value. This is the essence of the build and playstyle that you'll be attempting to pull off whenever Deathmark is available, but of course you don't always have your super, so what should you do when you don't? Or maybe you're not even playing Demon, you're playing any other character. Don't worry, I still have some good advice for you in the form of these quick tips. Firstly, never overuse your dashes in a fight. I originally wasted my stamina by spam dodging unnecessarily in total panic during a fight. These can get you out of stun combos, knockdowns, keep you on top of a target who's trying to evade you and run away from you. You should save them for when you're in the middle of being comboed to break out or to gap close on someone running away from you. Try to think about the trajectory of the runner. Where are they moving? Are they heading to their team? Well, dodge into their path where they're gonna go, not directly into them, so that they're forced to run through you to get to their team. The same can be said for healing stations. Steal those mid-fight before they can get to them, or even, like I say, force them to run through you to try to get to one. Next, maintain the uptime of your CC combos and abilities. Space them out like I'm saying with the Demon Shurikens. If you can continually slow someone or stun someone, you should. Rather than throwing it all out at once, try to spend it over time. Maximize your utility to get the most damage and maintain your pressure on said target. Thirdly, grab those damage buffs. They're all over the map, and currently in the beta so far anyway, I see barely half the players even try to grab one in the entire game. I don't care if you're DPS or not. It's better that you or your team has this damage buff than the enemy. Don't let them have it. Healers and rangers have silly DPS output for a fight, so combine that with a damage buff and you can overwhelm any healer's output. Fourth, try to stagger kills. Let's say you've won a fight. Well, that last guy that's alive that's got no way of getting out, don't just kill him immediately. Slowly kill him. Finish him off slowly, because respawn times are long. So if you keep them from ever being a fully stacked 4-man team, that can be game winning. It's always 4v3 or whatever. You always have the advantage. It'll keep the healer alone or keep them in smaller groups, which are easier to manage. Try to control yourself. Wait to finish someone off when they're 100% dead no matter what, and force them to be staggered. For my fifth tip, I want you to play around your team. When you're attacking someone, they'll often veer away from you in an attempt to kite. So if you choose which side you're attacking them from, they're going to veer away from you right in the opposite way. So you can literally herd people away from their team, or even better, into your own. So if you're working with a teammate at the same time to kill someone, you should save your big burst as well to attack only when your teammates stun them. So let's say Miko lands a freeze, that gives you a great window to hit a free shift strike as Demon, doing big burst that they can't avoid. For number 6, often, I think burst damage can be better than slow over time damage when you're trying to kill a squishy DPS or healer, someone with a lower health pool. It's bad for tanks, but great for squishies. That's why we try to stack up our buffs and marks before unleashing it all at once when they can't avoid it. It can totally overwhelm someone, especially if they're already hurt when you do it. And if your team sees a low health enemy nearby, they're way more likely to change target, swap off whoever they're attacking, and help you finish them, which you want to do. And lastly, for 7, if you ever see an enemy Kulev on the enemy team, you know he's going to be dropping those healing totems. So you need to make sure to focus those whenever they're up, if they're actively standing in them. These totems damage you when you stand in them, and they also heal the enemy, so they've got to go. It's clutch to use AoE abilities whenever they're standing together in a totem. Nidhogg's slide or fire breath, Buttercup's wide swings, even the shift strike of Demon can do AoE damage and hit both the totem and the enemy standing near it at the same time, to give you a couple of examples anyway. I love seeing an enemy Gizmo put 2 turrets down right on top of each other and then stand next to them. I hit her and the turrets at the same time with one AoE ability, and she is just done. Finally, I think you should consider this from the healer's perspective. What are they trying to do? How will they try to survive your attack right now? They're always going to be trying to move away from you, so you want to herd them into a bad spot. You know they're going to try and use their dodges to avoid your first attack, so save your big burst for when they've got no way to avoid it. And sometimes it's worth it to CC that healer and kill someone else who is already low. It doesn't always need to be the healer who dies first. Alright, for now, that will have to do for this video. I do hope it was helpful. These are tips that I wish I'd known before I'd even played my first match. So I'm absolutely going to be making more videos like this to help the new players before that second beta. But if you have any advice for killing healers that I haven't said in this video, then drop them in the comments. You might help someone, or even me. Look out for more Bleeding Edge content coming your way on the channel. I'm going to be covering the game with more videos very soon. I've been streaming the entire beta every day, and will be streaming the following beta and release of the game, so check out my Twitch channel. It's on the end slide right there. For now, though, I've been Hollow, you've been you, and I will see you next time.